8:22, we're back. Perfect day. You look at this weather to get outside, get the body moving, and even if we're inside, Di Manuel, our fitness guru, he's back with us. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, as always.
We're going to conquer some fears in the gym. The equipment, the apparatus that may give us a bit of anxiety. If we look at it thinking, can we actually conquer this? So you've got maybe 5 or 6 ideas in the gym.
5 or 6 different pieces. Like, the first one here is a sled, okay? And I mean, let's be honest. We go into the gym, we think about the big muscle groups, so we tend to do a lot of these stationary exercises to focus on the big ones.
Yeah.
Hey, life is functionality, right? We move all the time. So let's look at some exercises you can do to simulate some real life motions.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're on the farm, you're gardening, you got to drag things, right?
I'll be on the farm
brace
one
your
day.
core. This is a sled with a little weight plate on it. You start to shift backwards, really fire your hamstrings and your glutes, drive your heels to the ground, pressing back, and then, of course, you would accelerate. We're limited in space.
A little faster when we get the form down.
That was good.
What are things to watch? I'm just going to emulate the positioning again. When we're down here, what are common mistakes with that form?
Well, you can either pull or you can push. Now, again, we want to make sure we're always bracing our core, right?
Yeah.
And also, we want to really fire the glutes. Dig the hamstrings in, too. As we're pulling, we want to keep this nice, tight upper body, but also locked out arms.
Okay.
I find that works really nice.
Good start from lower body.
But again, we can get degrees in University of YouTube as well, which can show you some great demos of this. But this one's called a landmine.
Okay.
Most gyms.
I think the mine just went off right now.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So bring it up. Let's brace it on your right shoulder.
Okay.
Great. Now again, flex the glutes. Tighten up the core. Yep. You're going to press upwards as if you're doing a shoulder press. Neat thing is you have to use your entire core right now to balance you. If we put a little bit of weight on this bar, it would then again create a bit more dynamic tension. Okay. And you're going to have to balance a lot more. Yep. Now, why don't you take 2 hands? There you go. What you're going to do is twist. Left side, there you go, bring it all the way up over, and then to the opposite side. Now you can imagine as you start to add a bit of extra resistance to this, this really lights up the obliques, as well as your midsection.
I'm trying to watch the form and make sure you're right. Because when it comes to these, I always cheat with the lower back, and I try to avoid the injury with the lower back, so it's really targeting the core on the twist.
Always brace. Right? You always want to brace. So imagine, like I always say, Pillsbury Doughboy, right? If I come around, I poke you in the belly, you go, hee, 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 right? But when you have that little laugh, you feel the core tense up. Okay. Right? So it's a nice way to brace the back. Now this here is called a slam ball.
This is like anger management at its finest in the gym.
This one is great if you're having a little bit of an argument with those that you love. You're going to hold this. Okay. What you're going to do is start from here. Yeah. When you extend all the way up, and you're just going to throw it in the ground. Slam it. All right, there you go. Pick it up. And again, go.
Serenity now. Serenity now.
That's right. And good form. Good form. So you notice that you're lowering your legs. So you're also doing a squat to pick it up. It's a little bit of a deadlift there to a shoulder press. So it's a full extension. It's a full body movement. It really gets the heart rate elevated, burn a lot of calories, and burn off some stress.
Look at this. All these fitness fears are just all the Viper.
You know this one.
I've seen the Viper in action.
All right. Here you go. Yeah. So again, we were sort of, think about this. Functional movements is all about emulating real life. So if you can do a movement in real life, you can probably do it with a little bit of load. And this is going to create a lot of different muscle groups having to fire to balance you. So even just starting like this, in this position, I want you to take right hand, pivot that left foot. There you go. Yeah. Swinging it all the way down, almost like a golf swing. Down. There you go. Now you notice that you had balance there. You started to shift. Try it again.
Okay.
Go.
We're up.
Up. Remember your core. Pillsbury, Doughboy, right?
Okay.
Good.
I'm sucking in this whole time.
That was great. Now, there's like hundreds of moves you could do with this, because really your imagination. The more ways you can move your body, the more ways you can incorporate this type of gear.
Okay, I know you have your Bane mask here that you're really excited about. We'll end on this one. What is going on here?
All right, so they call these training masks, and the idea is to limit or restrict air intake to your lungs, okay? So when I'm wearing this, it's some people say it's
why would you do that?
One, for conditioning, but also it teaches you how to breathe and pacing. A lot of us have the tendency. Have you ever done the gross grind?
A couple of times.
Go as fast as you can to the first quarter, right? That's the strategy.
That'll win you.
Well, the idea is here.
Okay, hold on. Look just straight in there. Di Manuel has become Bane. I think I'll hold off on the mask. I'll do the other floor. Hey, we're getting fit. We're moving the body. Awesome. All good things. Di, thanks so much for coming by.
Hey, anytime.
And yeah, I will not be running the first part of the Grouse Grind anytime soon.
Neither am I.
With mask or without. You probably could. We'll take a break. More of your top news stories coming up. We'll talk